hold on. Forgot to hit the buttons. There we go. Hi, everybody. That is incredibly loud. Holy cow. Okay, I don't know why that was so freaking loud. There we go. Okay, better. Hi, happy Thursday. I'm here. My camera's like just super high. Hold on a second. Okay, that's better. All right. Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. Sorry I did not stream on Tuesday. I have been doing a large construction project in my backyard that requires speed because wood out here warps like crazy, so I'm trying to get it done before that happens. Okay, so what's the plan for tonight? The plan for tonight is to work on this thing again, which I finally blocked out every single freaking texture on. It's pretty much ready to go for my kind of texture deep dive, which is good. Super excited about that. So we're going to play with some of the texturing, adjust a couple of things. I need to get my PureRef open. We're going to do some lighting stuff as well. PureRef. Yeah, I'm just going to be working through the motions here tonight. Remind me later. I'll upgrade that at some point and I'll forget again. ISO room. All right, so we have a lot of good examples here. So, okay, now the flooring is one of those things that I want to look at because I'm not enjoying the flooring as it is right now. I want to make it more like this kind of stone, but that's where I want to go there. What the hell happened here? Okay, I'm going to move that. Oh, damn, nice. What's up, Tamuzu? How you doing? Got my caffeine that I should not be drinking this late, but who cares? It's Thursday. It's basically Friday. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to do some lighting stuff. I'm going to delete all of my default lighting in here, minus my window light there. And we're going to play with this for a little bit. So I want to see what we're getting when I delete these guys. And then I'm probably going to, let's see what we get with just that. Oh, I need to record this. Start recording. Got to make sure I'm making the content. All right. Thankfully, I'm onto a new video now, so there'll be another video next week. Next week's the boring week. It's UVs. I don't know if people care about those, but I'm going to upload it anyway, so you get the whole process. All right, let's see what that looks like with just the light coming in through the window. Yeah, all right, cool. So that's doing some good illumination stuffs. I haven't decided if I want to do like nighttime or daytime. So let's play with that a little bit. Let's do that. I'm going to close up all these groups here. Everything is nice and grouped together. It's beautiful. Okay, so let's look at you. Let's see what you're doing. Let's try some blue in there. Maybe a darker. I'm thinking like moonlight. I'm thinking of like, I don't know. Maybe I should do. I think I might. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a night and a day version. We'll do that. Okay. I'll leave that alone. So okay. I need to stop hitting that little button, whatever the hell that is. What is that? Blue pencil. Drawn viewport on different. Oh, didn't know that was a thing. Okay. There's all this stuff that you find that you just click on randomly by accident. Okay, so I'm thinking I want to do some sort of light source from over here. Just a little bit of like an orange light. Whether I model something to do that light, I haven't decided, but let's see, so we're going to do... I'm going to do a little point light. I'm going to just pop this over here in this corner here. And the big thing is, I want this to be like lamp height. So, worst comes to worst, if I see it, because like the idea here is to just go so you don't ever see it. So I think that'll work. If not, I'll model a lamp real quick. It's not a huge deal. Okay, so let's do this. And then I wanted to adjust my render settings because I'm pretty sure I'm just like hammering my PC. I mean, I could drop down to 2 samples, but that's not going to really change all that much. Okay, so for this one, since we have fog in the scene, I'm going to go ahead and nuke my volume samples because I don't want this to do any of that. Exposure, we'll set this to 2. I want this to be like a... we're going to use actual... Hold on. I need a Kelvin chart. Hold on a second. Kelvin chart. Let's see, what do we got here? I want that nice kind of like 3,000 to... We'll do 2,700 Kelvin. Use color temperature. 2,700. Enter. Yeah, nice little orange light. Okay, so let's see how that looks. Arnold. What's up, Zach? How you doing? I want to really like get lighting going on this properly, so I want to get this like looking nice. That's just way too dark. So let's pump it up to 5. Might be a little bright. Let's do some quadratic decay on that. Put the intensity down to 0.5. Just to kind of subtle that out a little bit. Did you make the animation that was playing before stream started? Yeah, I did. That's actually... I wish I could say that's an animation. I mean, I guess it kind of is because it's moving frames, but it's actually just a bunch of single frame renders that I rendered out, and then I took into DaVinci Resolve and basically overlaid them until they played out properly. But yes, I did make that. The only reason I did that is because that scene, when I built it, was taken like something like 6 or 7 minutes a frame, and I didn't want to render out a 5-minute long, potentially longer animation thing. But yes, I did make that. That environment is actually part of this project here. You'll recognize it here in just a second. So that environment is the same environment in this project. The main ship was the actual project, but I kit bashed. I modeled everything myself and then kit bashed it all together and made an environment out of it. Come to think of it, that was the last time I made an environment that I enjoyed making. Alright, that's better. I like the little orange glow that I've got going on there. So I want to think about... Oh, that's cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. How are you doing tonight, Squishy? Viewport. Okay, so I'm trying to think of like how this would be lit, right? Like, you would expect most of this to be like pendant lighting, maybe? I don't know. Let's see. A lot of this stuff is just very like simple lights, which I didn't necessarily think about, but I might have to model some lights later on. Not a huge deal, but I'm gonna set up some like kind of fake lighting here. Let's fake this. Oh, negative. All right. So I like these because we can shape them how we want to. I'm gonna do just kind of like that. Okay. What's up, dude? How's it going, Zach? How you doing, man? All right. So we're gonna tweak this guy now. So we're gonna do the same. I think we're gonna try to keep the same level of light. So we're gonna do the 0.5. I'm just trying to keep it like nice and soft. Color temperature, we're gonna stick to that 2700 color. Exposure, we'll start off at 5. That's all fine. Let's nuke our volume samples. Let's see what that does. Let's see. Good. Thinking about practicing Blender later. Trying to get out of tutorial jail. What tutorial are you working on by chance? I'm okay. All right, man. I hope you're having an okay night. I know how stuff's been going, so I hope you're able to kind of separate a bit and just kind of relax, man. Okay, so 5 is clearly not enough. That's the only thing I don't like about Arnold is sometimes you have to really drive these lights. Oh yeah, that's... Ooh. It looks good though. God damn, I almost... hold on. What if I move it? No, we'll keep it at 12. Oh, let's see. I want to practice on pipes, so I'm looking at Polygon Runways tutorial. Okay, nice, cool. So like pipe systems and stuff like that. That's cool. Obviously, okay, so this isn't actually making sense because like I'm going a little too, yeah. All right. Let's go. Where's my Kelvin chart again? Hold on a second. What is daylight? Daylight's 10,000 K. So let's try 7. Oh no, not 700. There we go. Okay. See, I like that. That's cleaner. Okay. And I'm gonna duplicate that light. I'm sorry, Maya. Don't do anything, please. Oh, man. Okay. Whew. Hold on a second. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. We're gonna save that. I know it's not a smart idea to work in the render view, but like sometimes I just can't like help it because this lighting view is almost worthless. I mean, I guess it's not totally worthless, but like, it's pretty worthless. Okay. Let's see. I want to get better at hard surface and potentially do more with it. Nice. I agree with Timuzu's question. What sort of stuff you want to make? I am a hard surface guy, so I love doing that. That's my favorite. Which is why you're watching me make an environment instead of some cool spaceship or something. Because I dug myself into a project that ended up taking way more time than I expected. Okay. I'm liking the lighting a little bit better. Let's see. I used to use another window for lights and isolate them. That's a fair statement. That's a good idea. What is this thing? Oh, that's the spotlight. Okay, so the next thing I want to do, so one of the cool things about this is like I'm going to contain the lighting to this like little cube, right? But I need everything else lit up as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break light leaking on a specific light, and we're going to try some things. So let's do this. So I'm going to create a light. Not that light. What the hell is that? I don't know what that was. One that I don't use. Let's take you. I want you aimed kind of right at the center here. I really enjoy lighting. It's kind of one of my favorite things to play with. Lighting and texturing, man, it's just like the best part. When it comes to hard surface, originally weapons and environments like sci-fi themed cities and stuff like that. Nice, super cool. Weapons are a lot of fun. I haven't done one in a long time. I've only really done one technically. No, I've done 2. I did the ODST pistol and I did the Darth Vader's lightsaber. I haven't done a weapon since. I should do another weapon at some point. Let me just add that to the massive list of projects that I already have to complete. Okay, so we're gonna let's see. I gotta remember how I did this. Let's see. It was in rendering, lighting and shading, break light links, lighting and shading, break like lengths, and then we're going to, let me think about this. I think it's this way, right? So technically, if I select that, go to lighting and shading, make light links. Okay, cool. So now, just to test this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it like a weird color, like pink. We'll just make sure that it's not exposing anything else but the stuff that I want it to. Okay. Render Arnold. Let's see. I'm not enjoying texturing right now. It turns out trying to make production assets on a laptop ain't the best. Who knew? Oh, dude, that's a bummer. Is it because did your work not provide you with like a machine? Ooh, that's rough. Valuri, how are you? All right, that is incredibly pink, which means my light linking is not working. Okay, so we're gonna go lighting and shading, break light links. Oh, I have to select everything, don't I? Lighting and shading, break the light links. Ultimately, I just want to have the ability to create anything that comes to mind, really. I enjoy that fantasy, glowy, cozy look. Typical moss and mushroom vibe. Yeah! Why is that? Oh, it's casting volume. Hold on a second. I'm going to turn that off. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I'm trying too much. Maya, don't crash on me. Whenever, like, people say Maya crashes a lot. It really doesn't crash all that much, but whenever I do experience crashes is when I'm doing stupid shit like this. Okay. I need to turn off my volume samples. Okay, so that should not be illuminating anything now. Let's see. It's cool seeing other people 3D model. Yeah, no, I love watching, there's a couple people that I'll watch just like sculpt and model and the stuff just because I like to see how other people do it. I'd like to ask if I can use your kitchen as reference. I'm an animation student and I'm learning. I have a lot of difficulty with modeling and I found yours amazing. Yeah, of course, go ahead. If you guys are curious, right, like at the end of this project, when all of the videos release on YouTube, I will be giving this model away for free to YouTube members and Patreon members. So if you guys are on any of those platforms, you can get this for free. Maya, please don't die. I know, it's such a pain. We just got our machines in yesterday. I think they're setting up over the weekend. Ideally, once the server farm, etc. is up, I can remote into a desk that can handle it. Currently having to break all my model apart. Oof. At least you got a workaround, right? Okay, so now we're going to disable this. All right, so now this light is not doing anything. So we're going to go lighting, make light links. Render Arnold. Because I want to illuminate that because it's getting too dark, but I don't want to create a bunch of external lighting. So we're going to create two sets of lighting, basically. One that kind of does the outside and one that does the inside of it. Okay. Yeah, so that's working. Okay, perfect. So now if I take this guy and I jump it to 17, we should see... Beautiful. Okay. So we're going to go back to, we're just going to go do white. I'm going to use color temp. We decided, what, 7,500? Wait a minute. Kelvin chart. I just need to, like, post one of these to my wall. Yeah, 7,500. And then we'll drop that. We're going to go to 14. Oh, let's go 15. Yeah. Okay, so now the big issue that is very visible. Can I turn that off? Not without disabling the light. Okay, so let's figure out what we're doing here. So I need diffuse. Or do I need diffuse? I do. Volume is needed. Indirect. One of these should disable that light. Although it may not, because that's just the source. I wonder if I can cover that somehow. I might have to do something different with that. Volume samples, exposure, samples, radius, drawing overrides, enable overrides. No, that's not what I want. I kind of just don't want it. Like, I need it visible, but I don't need it visible, right? Like, that's the big thing. I guess I could just push it closer. Hold on. Let's see. What kind of videos do you make specifically? I make a lot of videos. So my stuff is kind of broadcasty. So I do tutorials. I've got a whole series on Substance Painter. I've got a couple series on modeling for Maya. I've got some miscellaneous Hypershade tutorials. I kind of do whatever I'm feeling, but now I'm starting to go more into the project-based videos. So I'm trying to show people how I handle like a full project workflow. That's been the biggest change this year because I've got some other stuff that I'm working on behind the scenes that you guys don't get to see yet, minus the project that I was working on earlier. Yeah, so I do quite a few different ones. Road Shark, make it simple, use a box. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing. Because the spotlight ain't doing it for me. Let me try this. Hold on a second. I'm thinking I can get away with this. Because it's still gonna cast volume samples, I just need to hide it better. That's useful, especially seeing other people's workflow process. Yeah, I always try to show my workflow process because I've had so many people tell me how like useful that is. So I do try to do that. All right, so you're not throwing near enough light. 15. Okay. What if let's see. Okay, I do want to use the spotlight, but I can cheat this. Report. Okay, I was going to try to get away with not using a spotlight, but I have a way to do this. Because again, I just need to hide it. Okay, so this song is awful. Okay. Cone angle. So I don't care what hits the window, I just care about what comes through. I'm going to turn that back down to like 8. Let's see what that do. Took Substance over an hour to export. Dude, that's painful. Okay, 8's clearly not enough. 13 is too much. What the hell was that light before? That is casting samples. The problem is that the... okay, hold on a second. Just a little bit of drop off. Let's see. Any tips for getting better at lighting like Small exercises, take references, always drop projects when it comes to lighting. Yeah, so one of the ways that I kind of learned was I would take, it's kind of part of the whole process, right? So you would find something to model that you have, that you own. So one of my favorite things to do was to take like old tools, model the tool, texture it, get it all ready, and then take a photo of it in whatever lighting scenario I wanted it to be. Because like I have like all sorts of weird lights all over my house. And then I would try to replicate that in 3D. And then after that, it's kind of just figuring out like what all the different like nuances are with what you can do with lighting. Like, especially the fact like 3D lighting is very like, it's realistic, but it's fake. Because for instance, right now I have this big ass light in this scene that's illuminating only this, this border and nothing else. So I'm setting up lighting inside of here to kind of handle all of this information, and then out externally I'm lighting the rest of the scene with another light. So you can break lights, you can do all sorts of things. Like it's very malleable what you can do with it. So once you kind of figure out how to replicate real light, the possibilities are kind of endless. Okay, let's figure this out. But yeah, I would definitely suggest just kind of like playing with what you can, and then like trying to create your own reference. Because like the more you can create your own reference, the more you will find that it's easier to understand the way the lights work, because you know where your lights are, you know where everything is set up, so you're able to replicate those situations. So like me, with the background I have in doing like independent film and stuff like that, most of our stuff was like studio based. So we did a ton of stuff in the studio where I knew exactly where the lights were, I knew what Kelvin they were, I knew what like power they were, like I knew all that stuff. So once you start to kind of figure out how to work with that stuff in real life, you can take that same knowledge and apply it to 3D. It's really nice. Pondoo, hello, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Sorry, I was explaining how to learn lighting, but welcome in. My name is Matt. It's good to see you. I don't know if you found me on Twitch or if you found me through Instagram, but it's good to have you here. Let's see, what do we got? I gotta move this chat over here because I'm reading like both of them. And yes, I know I still need to get them on screen. I'll get those for you guys eventually. Let's see, it's shocking. I've just given up work on writing my shader project whilst I wait in pain. That's rough, dude. Let's see, I used to use Maya in school and always thought that messing with lighting in Blender was more complex than Maya. I guess now not as much anymore, but it's something I think when I see others using Maya. Interesting. Hey, have I gotten to... Yeah, I've never lit anything in Blender. I've never played with Blender's lighting system. I've modeled in Blender, but I've never played with Blender's lighting system. I don't know. I can't answer that fully, but I don't know. Maya's lights are pretty nice. Nothing's as easy as like Marmoset. I think Marmoset's lighting is like still by far like the easiest one to work with, but I feel like Maya has a lot more control with the lighting. And again, I can't speak to Blender, but I know when I was in school, Blender was not nearly what it was today, so I'm sure it was much more complex. Let's see. I've seen you on my YouTube recommendation feed multiple times, actually. Well, hey, that's cool. I love that. It means YouTube's at least somewhat pushing my content. Wizzyverse, what's up? How are you? I appreciate you joining us on Twitch, Pondoo. Alright, so let's see how that worked. I just changed that up a little bit. If I can lock lighting down to where I don't have to change much of the texturing, I'm going to be so happy, because that means this project's almost done. There's still some custom work I have to do, like, don't get me wrong. I can't play that song. For some reason, it always gets me copyright struck. You know what? All right, hold on. I'm going back to White Bat. Where's White Bat? Where's my playlist? Ooh, where did my... Oh, there it is. Yeah, we'll do White Bat audio. I like his music better. So are you an interior designer? I am not, by any means. I am actually a hard surface modeler. So usually when you see my work, it's stuff like this. This is normally like what I do. Projects like this, large like vehicles and other things. I'm breaking out of my comfort zone to do this project. Let's see. I feel like Maya's viewport looks way more cleaner than Blender, in my opinion. I could agree with that, but I think this, for me, it's just because I'm so used to using it. I think the big thing is like whatever you're used to using, because it's tough. I mean, like, yeah, I'm so used to using Maya at this point. Like when I open Blender, I'm like, oof. The table looks super sharp. It is definitely super sharp. It's a brand new table. I definitely need to like degrade some of these materials a little bit. Also, we need to create a void. Let's create a void real quick. Hold on a second. I don't really need, let's see. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I'm going to try it this way. I don't think it's going to work. Create a sky dome, light portal. Let's do a dome. We're going to change the color to, I don't know, what goes well with like the cozy. We'll try that for right now. Intensity is going to be 0. Actually, hold on. 1, enter. Okay, so 0 volume. Let's see what this does. I mainly want this for the color in the background. I can figure out how to change that later if I need to. I guess I could just take a sphere and flip the normals. Let's see. When I hear this stuff, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. What do you mean? Let's see. Hello, I suggest that you put the light portal in front of your window pointing inwards. The portal should be on the outside pointing inwards. Wait. Put the light portal in front of your window pointing inwards. What do you mean? The spotlight? No, spotlight needs to be outside the window because it's casting light through. Okay, so I need that to not cast anything, basically. Cool, and then I have a nice background now that I can't adjust the intensity on. Yeah, alright. We're just gonna do this. Maya having a clear UI. I don't know, man. I'm used to it. Oh god, what'd I do? I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. Okay. Every time that happens and you make it out of that, it's a rule that you have to save. Stockholm Syndrome. I don't know. I always forget what, hold on. I always forget what it looks like. Let's see what Blender looks like. Let's see. Let's see. Let's find out. Yeah, I guess Blender's is a little bit cleaner. Yeah, I could agree with that. I still like Maya's more, though. Arnold's lights include the portal light for other situations like window. That's actually fair. I never use these lights. Let's see, what do we got here? They do have the light portal. I might have to play with that. Yeah, I might toy with that in a little bit. I will agree, but I will disagree, Timusu. Thank you for the suggestion, back on. I will definitely take a look at that after I do this. Okay, so we're going to just take this guy. We're going to go back into our modeling. We're going to go to my display. Where are we at here? Reverse. Okay, so that should give us that. Assign new material, Arnold. We're going to just do a standard surface. This is not something I've done before, so you guys just get to watch me figure out how to do something jankily. Oh, come on. I was trying to figure out why my PC was running like crap, but it's because I also have Substance Painter running right now. And on top of that, I am also recording. So, I'm being a little dumb here, but it's okay. Alright, so let's see what that does. Arnold. Let's see. Hello, could you say hello to Tia Lola? Who is Tia Lola? I don't know who that is, but hello, Tia Lola. I forgot to say, I'm making a topology practicing tool based out of Blender, but the navigation is set up like Maya. Don't worry. If you want to get it, that'd be cool. I'd be down. I hate free topology. Let's see. Will you do more of this live? I got in late, so I would like to start from the beginning. Yeah, I do Tuesdays and Thursdays live. On top of that, I will also I leave the recordings on YouTube, so they're on there. So if you ever want to catch, like, if you missed half of one, you want to go catch it, you can always go back and watch the VOD. But yeah, I do plenty of these, and I'll be going for another hour and 20 minutes anyway. All right, I don't like that. What do these usually have for like an environment? They usually have like a gradient. Okay. All right. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let's see. What do I want? I want Arnold. I know you have one. Somewhere you have one. Frame shader, light fog, don't want that. Did you texture and substance? I did, yes. Think Tetris meets Retopo. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I'd be down to play with that. I'd be down to try that. What the hell are these substance nodes? I didn't know those were a thing. I'm gonna have to play with those, see what those do. Okay, where is the thing that I'm looking for here? Let's just search. Nope. Is there not like a default? I've never. I guess I could use a ramp. I'm gonna have to use a ramp. There's no other option. I'll just use this one. Okay, that's not... No, that won't render because it's a Maya node. Shoot, hold on a second. Break the connection. I need a ramp node. AI ramp. There we go. That's what I wanted. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to do a... let's see. Advanced. Not very many options are there. Okay. Honestly, that's probably fine. I just want to get the color right. Okay, we'll use that for now. I think that... What? I really need to stop doing this while I'm rendering. Okay, we'll try that. How much storage do you need for VFX simulations? I'm kind of new to the VFX stuff. So it depends. You can usually... So with wow, can't speak. With VFX sims, you can usually kind of break your simulations down to pieces that need to be cached and don't need to be cached. So generally, so like here, let me give you an example. Hold on a second. Let's see. I know I have one here somewhere. Practice, Bifrost, combustion render. Did I not render these out? Damn it. Well, that's fine. I can just show you kind of like the... Okay, so for this one... Oh, for God's sake. 1 second. Clips, 2026, Bifrost smoke. So for this one, I screwed up, and it ended up taking up something like almost 600 gigabytes. It was something crazy because I was caching the entire simulation and not just the things that I needed. Then I did this one and this one. Only took up about 120 because I cached certain aspects of it. So really you have to kind of figure out what is required for your simulation to properly render, cache those out, and then you'll kind of understand how much space you'll need. That combustion sim right there, though, for instance, each frame... Let's see, I think... Did I keep it or did I delete it? Let me see if I kept it or I deleted it. I think I might have deleted it, guys. Ah, I didn't. Okay, so by the time that sim was done, each one of the simulated frames was about 230 megabytes, which is pretty good. That's not bad. So it really comes down to how you break it apart. So that one only took like 61 gigs. So it's not too bad. Can you upload a hard surface modeling tutorial and how to manage edge flow? So I do need to do one for edge flow because I feel like I've gotten to a point now where I am more comfortable talking about it. I didn't do it before because I wasn't, it didn't feel like something I needed to be teaching yet. But yes, I can do that. I do have a couple hard surface modeling tutorials on my YouTube that'll teach you some of the kind of like basic and advanced skills. But yeah, I think it's definitely overdue for me to do some new modeling tutorials. So I do have those on a schedule to get them. I still don't get what you mean with the caching. Okay, so with caching, how do I explain that? Basically, it takes all of the data, right? So when you're doing a simulation, your computer has to calculate the location of every single voxel, because the simulation is based in voxels, right? So that's why when you do a really low resolution simulation, it looks really blocky and square. Those are voxels, and so what you're doing is you're taking your computer's data, or the data that your computer generates for those voxels, and you're storing it in a file. The reason you're doing that is because what happens is when you actually hit play and your simulation starts running, it has to generate all of that data every single frame. And so when you run it through without a cache, every single time you play that, it's regenerating everything, and it takes forever. So if you can cache your animation, or you cache your simulation, it'll play the frames through one time, but it will take all of that data and save it to a separate file. Then it can go back and read that file and actually play it back better. So you just cache, then render. Exactly. Topo and edge flow has always been a nightmare for me. It's a nightmare for a lot of people. Don't feel bad about it. It was a nightmare for me for a long time. Okay, so I want to do, let's see. We're going to add another light in here. This is going to be another one where I'm going to break it. Okay, so we'll select everything. Take you. Go back to rendering. We're going to go to lighting and shading. We're going to break the light links. Okay. And then I want this entire group minus the frame, which is there. Oh, that's why. Okay. And then we're going to go lighting and shading, make a light link. Okay. Let's see how we go here. Yeah, VFX, when you start getting into that stuff, it's a slope, man. There's a lot of stuff. So if you guys are interested, I've got a guy that I watched. So if you're trying to learn like Bifrost, which if you have Maya, I suggest it because then you don't have to deal with Houdini yet. What was his name? His name? Let me find his video because I found his stuff incredibly helpful. Where are you? Figures I can't find him when I need him. Let's see. Did I know I? Oh, is it this one? It's this one. I think it's this one. Yeah. Jason M. Okay, so if you guys are looking at learning Bifrost, Jason M, I don't know why his YouTube doesn't have more exposure, because like, my God, he's got some amazing tutorials. He seems like he's been just doing like personal work lately, but like, he's got some really nice tutorials, so check his stuff out. I learned a lot from him when I started doing Bifrost stuff. He's got this whole like Bifrost Basics bootcamp. Very good stuff to learn. This kind of stuff is exactly why I'm making that tool. Basically, it spawns in topology puzzles, and then you have to solve a basic mesh tools and reach clean subdivision solution warm-up. Yeah, no, that's cool. I think, well, and like, they've proven that like gamifying learning actually helps people a lot more than we thought it does. So I think that's dope. 7500, and then turn off the volume samples. Let's see what we got there. Okay, so we're getting a little bit more light over there. I think the issue is like, I kind of want that to be like 3500. Yeah. Not 90. Oh my God. Okay, that's feeling pretty good. And I think I'll do one over there too. Okay. Viewport. These are just little supplementary lights. To learn a little bit of Houdini, I watch a playlist called Houdini Isn't That Scary. There I learned the fundamentals of the program. It's simple but really useful at first. I feel like that might have been the one I watched. Is that the one that teaches you how to model a teacup first? I wonder if that's the same one. That was a tutorial that made me quit Houdini. No, I'm just kidding. I was looking for, I was trying to replace Maya with another program because I didn't want to pay $3,000 a month for it, or a year. Yep, it's that one. That is that one. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was, back in the day, I was trying to figure out how to replace Maya. And when I was looking, Blender still wasn't really it. That was 2019. I feel like Blender really grew up a lot in the past like 6 years. But 2019, I was like, nah, I'm not going to Blender. I don't want to do that. And so I tried Cinema 4D, but that was also expensive. And then I tried Houdini, which was free, but also expensive if you wanted to make money off of it. And then I found Maya Indie, so I was pretty happy about that. All right. Pretty crazy what lighting does. All right. It's actually kind of changed the whole scene. I still don't know what's going on right there, though. I've got this, like, white... Something's weird. But I want to go through... So now I want to go through and start adding a little bit of depth to these doors, because, like, you can't see the detail in the door. And I don't like that. So I'm going to, like, kind of superimpose the edges on it in Substance Painter. But I'm pretty happy with the way this is looking. So we're going to go Viewport. I'm going to go File, Save Scene. That's funny that tutorial's the one. Yeah, that must have been the one that I found way back when. Okay, so I'm going to go to Substance Painter. File, we're going to open... let's see, where am I right now? I don't know where I am. Personal art folder, projects, ISO room. So we're gonna look at the cabinet doors. Cabinet doors and handles. And we're gonna open up this one. Save. Okay, hold on a second, I gotta rearrange my desk real quick. It's funny too because those are like, why are those so dark in Maya? Hold on a second, those should not be that dark. That color space is wrong, I think. It is wrong. Hold on a second. Let's see. So that's so interesting. I think I was reintroduced to Blender around 2019, but I never really did anything with it. And then when I went to school, I started with Maya. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, most people who go to 3D school or do like 3D in school, like they get Maya because like that's the best way to get you into the ecosystem. The problem is that the ecosystem is incredibly expensive if you don't know about Maya Indie. So kind of a pain in the butt. Actually, don't want anything selected. Stop. Okay, that fixed that. It's just, yeah, they just don't look, they don't look right, man. They don't look right. Okay. All right, render viewport. Let me continue tearing my desk apart. Okay. All right. I'm gonna pull the tablet forward, move the microphone. And then I'll do the rest of this stuff probably with the pen tab. Okay, so let's look at Substance Painter. All right, so we have my remote has died again? No, really? Oh no, it's just off. Okay. So let's look at this. So we need to add, so I want to kind of just embellish these edges a bit because like you can't really, you can see them in Substance Painter, but because of the different lighting and everything, it doesn't really show. And plus, these like gaps are so thin. So, what we'll do, I'm gonna do a layer over this. Let's do a generator. I'm gonna do an occlusion generator. Okay, yeah, that's pretty solid. But we're gonna have to play with that a little bit because I don't want all that. That's fine. Did I leave Maya rendering? No. Let's do this. I'm gonna try. Let me just crank it. Nope. It doesn't really blur it as much as I'd like it to. That's fine. And then we'll do a paint layer. And then I should be able to just paint some of this out. So I just don't want this. Which, yeah, if you guys didn't know that, you can do that. NightZ4B, what's up? How are you? And as always, guys, when I'm working on this stuff, if you want to ask questions or anything like that, please feel free to do so. I do not mind. Turn off the stupid, thank you. Just gonna clean this up a little bit. It's definitely a lot faster than allowing Substance to, or just hand painting it in Substance. This project has forced me to not hand paint for the most part. Still do a little bit of it. Yeah, that should give me a lot of good embellishment. just need to mask some of this out. And then we're gonna blur it pretty heavily, so. I'm fine, how about you? I'm doing great. We're just working away on this project. I think I'm gonna be close to, I think I'm gonna be pretty close to finishing it by the end of next week, which is really nice because this took way too long. Let's see, let's get rid of that stuff. I recently got a drawing tablet for the first time. I'm so excited to have more opportunities to use it. Which tablet do you use? I have the, what is this? The XP Pen Artist Pro 24. Bought it like 2 years ago because I refused to pay for Wacom. It's a good tablet. I like mine. I like it a lot. It for sure is like a blessing in disguise when it comes to things like Substance Painter or ZBrush. Let's see, I'm developing a game and trying for it to be in the quality of a AAA studio, and since I'm a single dev, doing everything is quite challenging. Yeah, man, that sounds rough. That definitely sounds kind of brutal. Oh, that's... Ooh. Alright, I'm going to come back to the drawers. Yeah, being an independent anything is very difficult in the 3D space because there are so many freaking jobs to do that, like, a lot of people start to burn out really quickly once they realize, like, how much work a lot of this stuff is. Oh, and I know I should advertise it more, but if you guys are interested, we do have a Discord. So there is a Discord that you can join to share your work, get some advice, do whatever you want to. It's a good place to hang out and chill. We're gonna start getting back into doing like weeknight hangouts eventually. Do you have a Discord or something? I do. Yeah, the link that you just opened up, that all my links, there's a Discord link in there. I was originally looking at Wacom 2, but decided not to because I absolutely needed one in color. Yeah, I was gonna buy a used, I don't even remember what version it was. I was still gonna end up spending like $1,500, which at the time for me was quite a bit of money. Oh, that got splattered. And then I found XP Pen, and I was like, you know what? I can give that a try. I was like, the tablet was on sale for, I think it was like $450 for a 2.5K tablet, resolution-wise. And honestly, I don't regret it at all. This has been an awesome drawing tablet, and I've never had an issue with it. So even the fact that every once in a while it'll lose its tracking, so I'll have to recalibrate it, but I'm pretty sure that's just a common tablet thing in general. Some of these got a little rough. Okay, I'll come back to the drawers. Oh, for God's sake. Okay. Let's see. I think one thing I need to do this year too, I think in the Discord, is we need to do like some sort of competition. Gotta do something. Maybe when it gets closer to October, we can do like a Halloween competition or something. I think that'd be fun. Can maybe reach out to some brands and see if they'll sponsor some gifts or something, some prizes. Joined. Awesome. Well, welcome in. That would be interesting. Yeah, it would be something I'd be interested to do for sure. I'm just always so busy that like I'm trying really hard to make sure I'm not as busy during the holidays this year. Okay. I know I'm gonna end up blurring these, but I don't want them to be as like far in. So we're gonna just clean them up a little bit. Yeah, if you guys don't have a pen tablet and you can get one, I highly suggest it. XP Pen's been pretty good. I've got no complaints against them. They're affordable. I know the next best brand after XP Pen is like Huion or something like that. I've never played with them, but I know my buddy uses one and he seems to enjoy it, so. Plus, I think XP Pen just released a bunch of new ones, too. So what's the purpose of what you're doing right now? Okay, so what I'm doing right now, let me show you. So if I go into Maya and I render this, let's see what I'm talking about here. As soon as it does what it wants to. So you can see how these cabinets, you can't really tell that there's panels inside of them. I'm embellishing the edges along the inside of them. So eventually I'm going to convert that to a black so you can actually kind of pull that out. That's the big goal there, because right now they come across as very flat. They're like flat doors. So I'm trying to convey that dimension by just darkening it up a little bit. Plus I'm just adding some natural wear to it as well. That's kind of the big goal there. Have you watched the Punisher 3D competitions? Those people are insanely amazing. Yes, I almost at one point entered one, and then I realized I had no time to do it, and I didn't do it. I actually chose to do the rookies last year over that one. So, but yeah, those challenges are super cool. I don't know if I have the ability to dedicate that much time to one of those, just because like that's a lot of work. What's up, Tamil? How are you? But yeah, so that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. We're basically going to convert this mask to a darker one. But we can use these kind of pre-built generators to just kind of get these a little bit quicker. So I'm just kind of going through and just trying to remove a little bit of the overfill. I just don't want it that much, because I don't need it to look like paint. I just need it to look like dust and dirt. I think this is the last one. Yeah, it's the last one. And then I'm actually going to rebuild that material, because it's got some issues that I need to solve. Okay, so now we've got that, so I can convert that to a black, or at least a darker color. It's going to give us kind of that, and then we'll go here, we're going to add another filter. It's going to be a blur. Okay, that should hopefully give us just enough. Let's go back to this paint, just clean some of that up a little bit. Okay, just enough to kind of break it up a little bit. Make sure there's no like standouts. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and save that. Save. Can you view something I sent in the 3D Showcase channel? Yeah, I can take a look at it. Let me get these imported real quick, and we'll open it up. Let's see, export textures, doors, handles, blah, 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 export, overwrite. so we're going to Maya. So the first thing I want to do here, I want to rebuild that material. So we're going to go select the material itself. Jesus, okay. Okay, so cabinet, is it this one? Yeah. Graph network. Let's see. Delete. That should be green now for the most part. Cabinet doors and handles, we'll select that one. This is why I built this way, so I can just like really quickly do this. Okay, so let's go to my custom shelf. I just need like pin this somewhere else. Okay, assign to selected, add from customs. Let's select these guys. Select. These are the right ones, right? Nope, wait, hold on. Wrong folder. That's the frame. I need the cabinets and door handles. Okay, we're gonna select that. Okay, set the scale to 0.010 and build shader. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Come on. Figure out what you're doing, Maya. I poor PC, I put it through so much for these streams. Let's see. For your workflow tutorial, do you also talk about file organization as part of it? No, actually, I've never done a video on that. I guess I probably should. That's a fair question. How's your night going? It's going, man. At least it was. All right, Maya's doing something. So we're gonna take a look at what Night Z4B sent in the Discord. Let's see, where'd you put it? Showcase? Okay, do you want me to show it on stream or do you want me to just watch it off stream? I'm Daksh. I'm gonna butcher your name. I'm so sorry. Is it Dakshta? You can see it on stream. I can see it on stream. I can't see it on stream. I can see the video on stream. Okay. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. I'm horrible at names. Okay, so let's see. Okay. So, lighting's a big thing here. Definitely want to take a look at lighting because it's so dark. It's kind of hard to read everything. It just kind of looks like a bunch of the same asset just moving by constantly. Like you have a lot of, I can see that you have a lot of like broken up stuff in here, which is cool. But I feel like it's just the lighting is kind of like doing it a disservice. So like, don't be afraid to put some light in these shop windows and stuff. And like, you know, if you have to fake light, like keep in mind with lighting, right? Like think about the way light works. Sometimes in Arnold, we have to kind of like force things, or Blender, like whatever you're using. Sometimes you got to force things. So like bounce light, for instance, if you're firing light down into your scene, like you are with this, with your like your daylight light, it's going to hit and sometimes it bounces, but sometimes that bounce just isn't enough. So a lot of times we can add a light below facing upwards and then kind of recreate that bounce. I think lighting is definitely something you need to take a look at here. Your texturing looks pretty decent. It's kind of hard to tell. These are a little low resolution. I don't know. Is this Unreal Engine? Looks like Unreal Engine. Yeah, lighting is definitely somewhere you want to start looking at for sure. I mean, your environment looks like it's built pretty well. Like you've got the nice reflections in the pools and stuff. But yeah, it's really hard to read just because it's so dark. You know, if you were to like look at this, like watch. So if I go like, So if I do like Middle Eastern market, right? Look at how much like color and life is in. That's probably AI. Most of this is probably AI, but like look at how much color and like light is coming through in here. So you still have this like crowded street, but you have all these different light sources, and you have this bounce light. So you still have your sunlight, but you can cast light from inside the shops, things like that. Really pay attention to the way like light is actually functioning in your scene, and make sure you're showcasing the work that you do, right? Like the big thing is like you're putting a lot of work into your modeling. You want to make sure it's actually seen. So if it has to be dark, like if it's like, say like a dark alleyway, of course, like keep it dark. But like open spaces like this, like make sure you have a lot of light coming in, and don't be afraid to look at like reference. Because like this is kind of like what you'd probably want to go for in that scene that you sent. So yeah, take a look at that. But otherwise, it looks like you got some cool stuff going on. I use Blender, Substance, and Unreal Engine 5. Oh, okay, cool. So Unreal's a little bit more unforgiving when it comes to lighting, so you have to kind of tweak it a lot more. I'm still not a big fan of lighting in Unreal. I'm getting used to it, but it's definitely taking longer than I'd like it to. So yeah, you just got to learn how the different tools allow you to adjust things and do things. I actually got started on time tonight, guys. That's crazy. I was like 2 minutes late. I consider that on time. Updating GPU scene geometry. I didn't save this before I did this. At least I don't think I did. So fingers crossed. Is it too late to stop it? No. Now I can save. Just in case. Did I? Oh, I didn't. Shoot. That sucks. Well, did I save a render? I've got video of it, so I guess there's that. Ah, that's a bummer. Why is this lagging so badly? Hold on. I had a teacher that used to say, think that light and texturing is part of storytelling. IDK, it's great to... No, absolutely. Like, that's one of the big things. Like, a lot of people will light just to light. And so when you light just to light, you get really crappy results. So let me show you guys an example here. This was a post I actually deleted from Instagram because I didn't like it. So if we go here, practice, where's my speakers? Clips icon. So this was a really solid model. The model was good. I didn't really texture it all that well, but I lit to lit. And I lit to make content and post it, and it looked like trash. So like the speakers look fine, right? Like everything else is kind of like okay, but I lit to light. I lit to lit. Light to lit. Whatever. You guys get what I'm saying. Instead of like actually telling a story with my lighting on like what's going on here, because like I've got this crappy little JPEG background back here. There's no light coming in, like there's no atmosphere, there's no environment fog or anything going on. Like this is just a very like basic, like I lit this scene with a couple lights and called it good. That is something that I actively avoid doing now, because that's exactly what it is. You're trying to tell a story. Actually a complete beginner in 3D modeling, so I have no experience in that field. That's okay. It looks like you're doing pretty good so far. How long have you been doing it? Am I unfrozen yet? Well, at least it's saved. Did it save? 822. It did save. Okay. Well, that's good, because I think I'm going to have to force close it. Have you tried placing a 3D model on top of a photo of a real place? So, yeah, I've done that quite a bit. I usually do it over video, not pictures, just because I find it more satisfying to see it over video. Plus, I like the process of tracking. I haven't posted anything yet because I'm working on a major project that actually involves a lot of that. And then those are going to become tutorials on my YouTube channel eventually. Around 2 months, but I procrastinate a lot. That's fair. I mean, we all do. All right, Maya. Good night. Good night. Good night, Maya. Hold on a second. I'm gonna force kill it. Oh yeah, Maya stopped responding a while ago. End task. Okay. All right, let's try that again. Am I just like eating all of my VRAM or something? Like, what's going on? No? Everything else is fine. Huh. I got Maya reopening. Hold on. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I want to be doing. So I'm trying to kind of clear off the last couple pieces of these like projects that I have left over. They've been modeling for 2 months and made that. Sheesh, I need to lock in. Everyone learns at their own pace. It's okay. Don't stress about it. Some of us have been doing it for 2 months. Some of us 15 years. Some of us a day. Like, y'all, you guys will get there when you get there. I realize it's kind of dark in here. Let's see. Does that get brighter? It's temperature. Nope, that is cranked. I need lighting, man. I also need Maya to actually open. There we go. Anybody working on any projects right now? You guys working on anything 3D? Or are you just chilling? Okay, so now that we're saved and we're good to go, I'm going to re-render that. Hopefully Maya doesn't do what it was doing. I could also save myself a lot of pain by not using 4K textures, but I'm insufferable that way. I kind of struggle with the UV unwrapping. You can see it in my model. Yeah, UVs are tough for people. A lot of people have a hard time grasping that. If you're still learning them, I have a couple videos on how to do them. I know you said use Blender, so I don't really have videos on how to do it in Blender, but the concepts are the same. So that might hopefully help you a little bit. There we go. See, just enough to break up those cabinets a little bit. I might go back there and just refine a little bit because it's kind of darkening that center a bit, but I actually really like the way that looks. And then the other issue I have is I didn't export opacity maps on these jars. So none of my jars are opaque. So I gotta fix that. Let's see. All right, I'm really liking that. That looks a lot better. I kind of like the contrast with the darker cabinet behind it. Let's see, what do I want to do next? Now that I get to play with this thing and do some cool stuff. Let's see, what do I want to do? I think the fridge needs a little bit of love because it was the first one that I did. Okay, so we're gonna do viewport. We're gonna kill that. File, save scene. Chilling while looking at some sculpting references. Nice. What are you trying to sculpt? Or what will you be sculpting? Or are sculpting? There's a lot of questions there. Oop. Oh, okay. I usually just like cut off. I was like, oh. All right, file open. See, as much as it was a pain in the ass to set this up this way, it's so much easier just to go through here and find which one I need and then just open it. So fridge, substance, bada bing, bada boom, and there's a refrigerator. All right, so right off the bat, there's way too much freaking height detail in this. So let's pull that back. Nope. Okay. I'm gonna actually add a filter to that too. It's actually doing the complete opposite of what I wanted it to do. Kind of just want to like... No. It's not what I want. Okay. I'm convinced this remote's not charging anymore. Okay. I just think there's like too much rust. Just a little bit. Just, yeah, that's better. Kind of prefer that anyway. Okay. So we're gonna add a new grunge layer. This is gonna be just a dark layer with roughness. And then I'm gonna just do a little bit of hand painting. Just age up this refrigerator a bit. I used to hate texturing so much, it was extremely challenging for me. It's a tough, like, there's a lot of people who struggle with it because, like, you know, it's not as easy as just, like, applying colors. Like, you do have to think about it in, like, some technical stances and as well as, like, artistic form and all that stuff. So, like, there's a lot to think about with it. And it takes a long time to get used to it. But you're definitely not alone in that. I don't know why I'm even painting the side. You don't see it, but it's fine. Okay, so... And we're going to do the same thing here, right? Like, we're going to texture this to, like, add some story to it. So, like, just where dirt is building up. It's the same exact concept. Alright, so we're gonna do a little bit kind of a darker around the handles. Amazing for texturing, anchor point, amazing tools. Yes, I love the anchor points. I honestly do not use them nearly enough, but I do love them. Okay. So we're going to do some height detail on here too. I didn't really create a folder for that, so let's do height. Positive. Folder. Height. Let's see, duplicate layer. I'm going to do negative. Okay, so height, no color, positive, negative, height, negative. Okay, cool. So positive. Let's find some sort of screw. That'll work. You're not going to see the screw detail anyway. Just needs to convey it. Well, it actually gets quite a bit of detail coming through. That's kind of surprising. Okay, and the negative, we'll do the same thing. We're going to use the path tool to kind of do a little bit of work in here. I need a brush, basic card. It's so weird for me working on really low detailed assets like this. I don't like it. Like it's cool because it's quick, but like I don't like it. Okay. Just a little bit more detail. How do you determine the details you add? Like, what do you look for that makes you say, yeah, this is it? That's what makes sense. I usually try to think of how it would be constructed in real life. So since I do like a lot of hard surface stuff, right? Like I think about, you know, old school refrigerators, stuff like that. They didn't try to hide things with plastic clips and things like that. Like everything was just kind of surface value. Like screws were visible. It was just kind of the style. So I'll look at what kind of like what period of time the thing that I'm working on comes from. I'll decide where I want to kind of add details and where I don't want to add details. Yeah, it's kind of really dependent on like where the object comes from time-wise, and then how I want to actually showcase details. Like for instance, like I don't like how bare these were, so I just wanted to add a little bit of detail in there. Just add some like kind of like some notches to where the handle would like pull through. Like they don't have to necessarily make sense, but just finding ways to add little pieces of detail is just kind of like, I don't know, I really enjoy it. Let's not do the path tool for that, thank you. No path tool. Oh, that's hold on. And then that, like, with stuff like this, I'm just trying to make sure that, like, it looks like it would be a functional part. It doesn't have to, like, realistically function, but it needs to look like it. Such a classic looking fridge. Yeah, I know. I need to do some, like, text over this. So we're going to do height positive. We're going to do the... There's a text tool in Substance, right? Yeah, I've used it before. Where the hell is it? Did they hide it? Where'd you put it? No. I know there's a text tool. Why am I not seeing it? Am I blind? Oh, no, JK. It's not a tool. You gotta just find text. Alright, I need some cursive-y looking shit. Oh, there we go, right there. We're gonna do this in the base color, but we'll adjust it later. Oh, yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay. You spell Frigidaire. I'll try it first, and then we'll see if I got it right. Alright, let's see if I got it right. Oh, shoot. I think I got it right. I'm pretty sure this was a Frigidaire. If I got it wrong, someone will probably yell at me. Ah ha ha! I screwed it up. Okay. Don't ever put misspellings on the internet. You will get destroyed. It's not worth it. Okay. Is that metal? Metal did that. That's weird. Oh, is it not able to pull the alpha from that? Shoot. Okay, hold on a second. Can I take that and drag that into the... No. Okay, so hold on. We're gonna use this color channel. Okay, let's scale that a little bit. Because obviously I want that to have height. So we're going to put a anchor point. I'm going to do another height. Well, actually, I'll just do another layer. Black mask. Do a fill. Grayscale. I'm going to do the anchor point. Dancing script. Okay. Height. Okay. Metal. Roughness. Cool. All right. And then I just want to kind of come through and clean up some of this rust a little bit. So we're going to add a paint layer. And I'm just going to clean it up a bit. Because I just don't need that much rust. Always check grammar and spelling, or else, yeah, you'll get torched. Not looking to get torched on the internet. No, thank you. I'll just clean up a little bit of that, make that look just a tad bit nicer. Okay, so next thing is I want to add some like dirt scuffs to that. So we're gonna go right here. Fiber soft. Actually, let's do. Hold on. And see, it's a simple thing, right? Like it's a small story element that like these are dirt scuffs from where people's shoes hit the door and stuff like that. Like that's all we're doing there. That's all we're replicating. All right, so we're gonna save this. Save. Are you done? Did you save? Export textures. Fridge textures. Export. What got you into 3D? Honestly, movies did. 3D was kind of an accident. Like, I wanted to just make movies. So I went to a high school that offered like filmmaking and 3D animation and stuff like that, but they didn't really have a filmmaking program yet when I was starting there. We had film club, which wasn't there yet. It wasn't filled out. So I initially signed up for the 3D animation stuff, and I don't know, I fell in love with it just immediately and started doing it. So that's just kind of what led to it. But like, I've always wanted to do something like movie wise, and that was just kind of the next step in that evolution. Save scene. Okay, so let's see how the fridge renders out now. But if you guys are interested, I have a whole video I uploaded on YouTube that goes through my like life story as a 3D artist. I think it's pretty cool. It's like 45 minutes long, but it's a good one to listen to when you're just like working on projects and stuff. All right, we'll let it make those textures. Ooh, I still have energy drink. Beautiful. I'm realizing a lot of those details that I just did are not going to show up very much, but that's okay. If I do any like little side renders, they will. Come on. This takes a surprisingly long time to render. Although I am loading a bunch of 4K textures, I wonder what my GPU memory looks like. Let's find out. This is always a problem for me. Oh yeah, I'm pegged at like 16. I need to stop using 4K textures all the time. It's fine. That's looking pretty good though. How much time we got left? We got a little bit of time. Okay, so the next thing I want to do, I want to fix these pothos leaves because, well, I don't know. Do they need? Yeah, I don't like them. All right, hold on. Okay, render, viewport. File, save scene, so we know that that's all working. Substance banner. Alright, so file, save, file, open. ISO room. Where are you? Plants, pots, plants, plates, plants. Alright, so we're gonna do this a little bit differently because all I did was create just kind of a crappy little texture. And I'm not a fan of that. I think I have a bunch of plant like leaves downloaded. Let me see. If not, I'm gonna go find one real quick. Where's my substance area? Leaves. I just saw it. Leaves. Ground leaves. Did I not download any plants? Ugh. Really? Wow, I didn't. Oh, foliage. Hold on. Basic stem, basil leaf. Is there just a pothos somewhere? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. This is probably not a great idea, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Oh, it knows what they are. Beautiful. Thank God. Let me just fill my substance library. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just do this to the current session. Project. Yeah, we'll just do it to this project. That way I don't fill it up. Alright, I got stuff. Oh, there we go. Well, no, that's a basil leaf. I mean, that would work. Let's see. It's a calathea. I like plants, so I know a lot about plants. Yeah, I'm glad I downloaded these. Ficus. Oh, I gotta wait for substance to load all the thingies. I think I did pretty good on the stem. Just need a couple more things. What about these ivy leaves? Is that like... that's like ivy. Linden. What about you? What are you? No. There's got to be like one that's close enough to a pothos. I can use the basil leaf if I have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use the basil leaf. That's fine. Oh, golden pothos. JK, look at that. Beautiful. I want this above... Okay, hold on. So these are the leaves. So this is going to go right on top of that. Okay, that looks so much better. I just need to kind of change that. Let's see, attributes. Is there a way to move these? Oh, almost. Much better. Okay. So now, I just don't like how vibrant that is, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit. In fact, actually what I can just do... let's see, let's add a filter. No, hold on. Levels. It's just dark. Oh, that's too much. Yeah, a little bit dustier. That's pretty nice. Okay, cool. So now I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the leaves. I don't know. Let's see. Let's look at the pots. The pot needs some detail because like there's just not a lot of detail in this thing. So we're gonna kill that. I'm gonna go to generators. We're going to throw just an edges. Oh, that's not what I wanted at all. Only there. Did I bake this? I did. Okay. We have to rotate that pot. Okay. And then what I want to do is I want to add like cracks. So I think we're going to do a fill layer. I don't want to do that. I think I'm going to do it with height and a roughness. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's nice. I like that. Okay, so now that I did that, I can't control that. So I'm going to do levels. We're going to do a height map. Height, control the height, then pull that in. Actually, pull that in a bit. Yep, that's better. I'm going to change the size on that just a little bit more. I'm going to go like 500. Okay. Just add a little bit of detail to that. Okay, and then this soil, I want it to be darker. The dirt. I just use this like natural mud, and that's just most houseplant soil is gonna be like black, if not darker. Cool. And then honestly, I think what I'm also gonna do, I'm gonna add color to that. Wait a minute. No, hold on. Oop. That's the one I need. Color. Okay, so we're going to leave that there. I'm going to turn off roughness because it's not doing anything. But I will add another anchor point. And then I'm going to create a fill layer. Black mask it. Add a fill. Grayscale anchor point. And then hope this works. Probably not going to. I don't know if there's enough to pull from that. What's up, Raj? How are you? All right, so let's go ahead, file, save. I'm hoping the stems look a little fake to me, so I might have to adjust that. But we'll see how it looks when it's in the scene. What's going on? I'm just doing some look dev on the environment scene. We're about to import these textures back into Maya, and we'll see what it looks like. Any tips for getting rid of plant bugs? My friend has a bunch of house plants, but they have been causing gnats. Trying to figure out a way to get... Yeah, actually, it doesn't have a label on it. I was just using some, actually. Let me export these, and I'll pull it up for you. Export. So... in order to get rid of those, you need a, what is it called? It's a herbicide. That's not what I wanted. Why am I not typing? What the what's going on? Why did my keyboard stop working? That's not good. My keyboard has stopped working. That's odd. Okay. Is it working here? Oh, whoa. What is going on? Hold on a second, guys. Am I like... do I have a key stuck somewhere? Okay. Okay, well, I was going to show you, but my keyboard has stopped working. Just look up like herbicidal soaps. They're usually like organic and they're safe for pets and stuff. You can get them at like Lowe's and Home Depot. They kill like ants, gnats, all that stuff. Means today learn some new knowledge. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so those should be imported. So let's go ahead and render. Well, I guess it's a good time for my keyboard to stop working considering stream's almost over. All right, let's see what we get here. So we should see these leaves kind of look a little bit better now. Hopefully, that's the hope. Yeah, if you use the squishy, if you use the herbicidal soaps, they usually are, they're like a combination of like neem oil and other stuff. They will kill the gnats. We had during COVID, we bought a lot of plants for our house, and we brought home a bunch that had gnats, and it was a pain in the ass. Thanks, Alan. Yeah, of course. Yeah, in my other friends' discords, they call me Plant Papa because I have a bunch of plants. How does Windows 11 compare to Windows 10? Oh, it doesn't compare at all. I miss Windows 10. So I use an offshoot of Windows called Tiny 11. It was developed by a former engineer of Microsoft. At least I think he was a former engineer. But basically, he took Windows 11 and stripped all of the shit that spies on you out. It works a lot better. It's what I use now on all of my computers in my house because I think Microsoft went too far with the little spying thing. So I use Tiny Windows 11. It's a lot closer to like Windows 10 was. There's not a bunch of advertisements. There's not a bunch of stupid stuff. I really, really enjoy it. I don't like how those leaves look the same. That's problematic. Yeah, I might end up doing something different about that. But as far as like base Windows 11, I wouldn't use it unless you have to. But if you can get Tiny 11, yeah, use that. Let's see. Can you give some detailed information about 3-point lighting? Yeah, actually. Well, so I have a video on YouTube if you're really interested in that because I'm kind of running short on time tonight, unfortunately. But check this video out on. Oh, I can't type. That's a problem. Yeah, I can't type, otherwise I'd show you. Well, hold on. Can I get to my channel from here? How can I do this without typing? Why did my keyboard stop working? Is Firefox open? Ah! Okay, hold on. Hold up. I might be able to get this to work. My channel. Your channel. Open link in new tab. Okay, I don't know what is going on with my PC right now. Wow, I can't even click on things. That's frustrating. What happened, man? Microsoft's always watching. Yeah, I know, it's a pain. I can't even... Can I click on... Okay, so I can click on my other machine. I just can't on my main machine. That's bizarre. I'm trying to show you, but it's... Let's see. Close tab. Videos. History, playlist, watch later. Okay, on my YouTube channel, since I can't open it for some reason, I'm gonna have to reboot my PC after stream. On my YouTube channel, it's a thumbnail. It's a skull with like red, purple, and yellow lighting. That video it goes over 3-point lighting. That's a really good way to kind of get started with learning how to light in Maya and how to control your different lighting scenarios. That's a good one to take a look at. So I would take a look at that one. It sucks because plants look so cool with their different patterns and colorings. They have one where dark green and purple, and I think it's called velvet or something. I can't remember. Yeah, I've got a couple. You can kind of see them back here. I have one that's really expensive that I'm trying to get to not die. but it was given to us in kind of horrible shape, so I'm trying to like revive it. But yeah, I have a bunch of plants in my house. It's actually kind of bad. Okay, I'll check it out. Okay, sweet. All right, everybody. I am concerned on how I'm gonna actually save it. Can I save at least? Okay, so I can at least use Maya. Maya's just like for whatever reason reserving my keyboard. Purple passion plant or I believe. Oh, that's cool. I'll have to look that one up. All right, everybody. That's gonna be it for stream tonight. I've already been going for 2 hours, and I'm getting a little hungry. I need to go make some dinner. But lots of good conversation tonight. This was a good stream night. So appreciate everybody for coming. If you are a member on YouTube or YouTube or Patreon, a new member video went live today. It's the full modeling workflow for this entire project. So it's like an hour and a half long, but it's how I modeled everything. It's just a time lapse. Next week, the UV videos are going live. There will be a standard UV video, and then there will be a members exclusive video on top of another members exclusive video. So I've got 2 coming out next week about UVing for texturing. That one I'm kind of excited about because a lot of people ask me like how I plan my UVs and my textures. That video is going to go over how I do that, so keep an eye out for that one. So if you want to join and support the channel, that's a great way to support it. You get some free stuff. And then remember, at the end of this project, this will be released for free for everyone to have that is a member on either platform. And you can choose whichever one. It doesn't really matter. The support is more than appreciated. But yeah, so that's going to be it for this stream. I'll be back on Tuesday. Should be back on Tuesday. My building project in my backyard should be to a point where I don't feel like I have to rush. So I should be back Thursday next week. Yeah, so lots of cool stuff happening. I appreciate all of you guys for hanging out. It's been awesome. You have a good night too, Squishy. If you're on Twitch, hang around. We're going to raid. But YouTube, you guys have a wonderful night. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. And I will see you all live on Tuesday. And then Twitch, let's get ready to raid. Let's see who we can raid tonight.